right? Okay. So now let us start links concept. Links. See, on the application, on the browser, let's say if you take this Google application, in this Google application, there are so many links are there. There are so many links are there. Okay. See here, how many links are there and how to get each and every link name or how to get all the link names. So that we will discuss it. But now the thing is how to identify the link. See, this is Gmail inspect. This is Gmail inspect. Now see, this is the one element information. Similarly, images. Right click, copy link. Next, let's say here, this is Telugu. This is Telugu link. Here, next, let's say this is business. Okay, it contains very huge, right? Now, if you observe it, each and every link, it is identifying with the tag name called A. A means anchor tag. Links are identifying with the tag name called A. Okay. Now, my question is, I want to find out the number of links are there in the web page and I want to print the link names. New file links.spec.ps. It's already there. Huh? Okay. We already created links.spec.ts. See, while creating the file name .spec.ts. Import test from Playwright test. Actually, I have added Copilot. So just a second. Let me disable. Okay, right. Think again. I need to restart the extension. Just a second, guys. Right. Okay. Test. Here I am writing all links. Async page await page dot go to. Here I am writing // google.com. I am opening the application and now my question is I want to identify number of links. Now tell me, here you are not identifying single element because whenever you want to find out number of elements, for all the elements, what is the common property? Based on this sample information, can you tell me which one I can consider?
Tag name.
Because this is the common for all the element information. Which one? The tag name. But remaining things and all, it's different. Right? So the common property is what? The tag name. So whenever you are working with multiple elements, for the multiple elements, what is the common property? Based on that, you need to identify it. Okay, right. So here, await. So page dot locator, and here, what is that locator? Ah, what is the one you are giving? Tag, right? You are giving tag name. Just mention A. That's it. Here A is the property. That means what is the property? Tag name you are giving it. Okay. So the page dot locator. Using this page dot locator, this is the common property. So let's say here I'm storing in a variable called links. Here I'm storing in a variable called links. Okay. See, this locator object, it may contain either single element or multiple elements. Now, can you guess how many number of elements it would be coming, either single or multiple elements? Now, in this example, multiple elements, definitely. See, normally locator method means it is containing locator. Okay, this is a locator object. This locator object, it may contain single or multiple elements under. Okay. Now, in this example, you will get multiple elements. Okay. Here, I'm just printing console.log number of links is equal to, I want to get the number of links count. Right now, the locator object is stored in the variable called links. So here, links dot to get number of elements. To get number of elements, there is a method called count method. There is a method called count method. See, this locator returns locator object. Whenever it returns locator object, that locator object, it contains either single element or multiple elements. To get the number of elements, there is a method called count method. This count method is applying on the locator. This count method is applying on the where? Locator object. On this locator object, this count method is applying. Now tell me what it returns.
Count. Promise number.
When I say a number, this is, it returns a number. But before that,
Promise.
So here you have to use await. Okay. So this is approach 1. What is approach 2? Same. Page dot locator only. Here also you are using page dot locator. On this locator, to find number of elements, here you are using links. Sorry, here you just used only locator only. It returns locator object. This locator object, internally it contains either single element or multiple elements. Okay. Now in the second approach, on this locator, I want to get number of elements. Directly you are getting elements under. So here you are using a method called all method. Here you are using all method. Now here what it returns? What it returns?
Locator.
Locator. After that,
Locator method.
No. After that, after locator, what is this? It contains some square symbol. It is there. So that is called array. That means when the locator points to list of elements, this returns an array of elements or array of locators pointing to their respective elements. So it is going to return list of elements. To represent list of elements, here it returns something like array kind of thing. So here I'm just using something like this. Let's say here I'm storing in a variable called links to. Let us keep this links one. Okay. So now if you highlight it, what is this links to? What is links to? What it is pointing? It is pointing array of locators. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So this
Yes.
array of locator, it is pointing with this variable under. But before that promise, so you should use await. Okay. So all method, it returns array. So to get number of links, await is not required because at the time of identifying the list of elements, we used await. So here, since links to is array, in the array to find the number of elements, anybody?
Length.
There is a property called a length property. There is a property called length property. So here, using length property. This is a fundamental concept in any programming language. Whenever you are working with array concept, in the array, I want to find out number of elements. To get that, I'm using a property called length property. Because here links to is the array. Links to is the array of locators. So since it is array, to get the number of elements, I'm using okay. So this is approach 1, approach 2. So here we are identifying the element with the locator. There is a old style, but people are not recommending this approach. There is a old style. What is that? Let links 3 is equal to await page dot. Here I'm using $. Here I'm using $. In the last class we discussed about dollar. Dollar is for single element, $. Is for multiple elements. So here I'm using A. $, what it returns? Promise. That's why we are using await. And here, what it contains? Array.
And
Array of element hand. Okay, right. So $, also it returns array. So directly I can use this statement. So, but here it is 3. But this is a old style. People are not recommending this approach and all. Nowadays, all the projects are running with page.locator. So what is the difference between this page.locator and a dollar? At the time of using page.locator, their auto wait mechanism is applying, auto retry, and even if element is not appearing immediately, it is waiting and then it tries to perform the action. And by using this page.locator, the stability you will see. But in case of using dollar or double dollar, there is no kind of like auto wait mechanism. Auto wait mechanism is not applicable on the dollar functions. There is no kind of like auto retry. Instantly it is trying to identify the element. If the element is not appears, your test script will fail it. Okay, so that's why people are not recommending this approach. Okay, so this double dollar, it returns element handle, array of element handle, array. Okay, right. Okay, so this is the links.spec.ts, my file name. Okay, so now I want to customize this. I want to customize the command. I need to go to this package.json, put a comma, and here let's say I'm giving the name as links. I'm giving the name as links. Okay, and okay, and now tell me what is the command? See, commands are very, very important for your project point of view and as well as for the interview point of view. Tell me, what is a command? How to execute?
npx test
Uh, uh,
project chromium
uh,
links
uh. What is my
links
links? Links is my file name. Yes. Hyphen.
added
Right. Now, how to execute this customize command?
npm run this.
That's it. Perfect. Okay. So totally there are number of links are 35. Okay. Right. Okay. Suppose if I want to assert it, okay, I know the count just for time being and just I want to assert it. That means I want to validate. So here, this is just for printing purpose. I have written this as statement. Okay. But if I want to do validations, await, expect. Now here, link is a locator or page related thing. Link is the element which is present on the page. So here you are trying to perform actions or you are trying to do validations with respect to the locator, not on the page. We already found links one. That means the locator. So here I'm specifying links one. Dot. Here I'm verifying the count, right? Here I'm verifying the count. There is a method. So why you are getting expect? Okay, because you did not import the expect. So highlight it, quick fix. Update import from Playwright. So now here also you are now it is. So here expect the locator and then see here you are trying to verify the count. See there is a method called to have count. There is a method called to have count. So how many elements are there? 35. Okay. For time being, I'm just hard coding it. Okay. So here I'm not using page because it is not related to page. The locator, that means links. The link is a kind of like locator. So here I'm trying to do the validations on this locator. So what is the validation I'm doing? I'm verifying the count. And the count is 35 or not. That is what I'm checking. And similarly here also. Await, await, expect. This links to is of what type? Array of locator, right? So here also I'm using links to. Dot to have. See here, since it is array, to find out the length and to verify the length, there is a method called length method, to have length method. So here I'm also giving 35. But here, whenever you are writing this await keyword, it is giving await has no effect. That means if you're writing await here, there is no effect under. Why? Because links to is of what type? Array locator. So at the time of identifying this array of locators, there you are using await under. That means at the time of identifying the elements, you are using await. So that's why it is saying like writing this await here, there is no effect under, because at the time of identifying, you already used await under. After using await only, you are getting the number of elements. So then there is no use. So similarly, here also the same thing. Similarly, here also the same thing. Similarly, here also the same thing. What you doing? Here also the length is 35. Because this links 3 is also of what type? Array type. Since it is array, using this length, I am verifying it. So there is a method called to have length. Okay. So at the time of identifying the number of elements, here you are using await. No need to use this await keyword. Okay. So here you are applying the locator related assertion, because link is the locator. So that's why you are applying this locator. Okay. Right. Perfect. Let's say if you forcefully fail this test case, okay. So here you are expecting 36, but on the application you are getting 35. So assertion failed. Expecting received and this one. So both are wrong. So that's why your test case is failed. Okay. Right. So I'll go with another text case. This is a test case number 2. So see, you cannot have the same title of the test case for 2 different test cases. Displaying all links. Displaying all links. Now here, with one single statement, I can print all the link names in the array format. Okay, how? The Playwright is providing one method, one special kind of method, which is printing all the array elements in the single statement. How? Await page dot locator. So what is the locator you are using? I want to print all the link names. What is the locator you are using?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this page dot locator, it returns locator, right? This page dot locator, it returns locator. This locator, it contains either one element or multiple elements. Now, what I want to print all the link names. So it is going to return number of links, and here this guy is provided a method called all text contents. This guy is printing or what it returns? String array of string. So string. Okay. So before that promise, that's why we are using await. So here, let me store in a variable called link names. So to print all the element texts in the form of array format, directly these guys, they provided one special kind of method called all text content. All text contents. It returns array of string. That's it. Let me execute only this test case alone. Test dot only. I'm trying to execute only this test case. Right. So all these are all the different kind of links inside on that page. So it is printing in the form of array format. It is printing in the form of array format. It is printing in the form of array. So all text contents, what it returns? It returns array, right? Array format, array of strings. So all these are all the element, that means link names under. So in that page, there are some of the links are empty. That means the link names are empty links. Okay. So without writing a special kind of loop or loop concept, in the single statement, how you can print all the names, how you can print all the element names using a statement called all text contents. Using this all text contents, you can get all the element names under. This is the special kind of method which is provided by Playwright. So in single statement, how you can print the element names. There is a method called allTextContents. There is a method called allTextContents. See, to print the element name, we are using different kind of names. How you are printing element name? How you are printing element names? See, to print only single element name, there is a method called textContent method. And there is also another method called innerText method. There is also another method called innerText. This is both methods are using for to get the element name. To get the element names, textContent is the method, or innerText. You can use any one of the thing. And just now we have seen what is that method? All text content. And similarly, there is also another method called all innerText. All innerText. Okay. So these two methods are applying for the single element. Get the single element text. Okay. And here, this one also the same thing. It is also getting the element text. It is also getting element text. So both are applying for the single element. Then what about like all text content? All text content, it is applying for get all text contents. All text content. Get all, okay, all elements text. Similarly, here also the same thing. All inner text is also using for to get the elemented text. Okay. So text content and inner text is applying on the single element. Single element. And this one, multiple elements. This is for multiple elements.
Okay. I have a query. Like then when to use the text content and inner text content? Like in which scenarios we need to use this thing? As it is doing the same.
Right. So what is the difference between this inner text and text content? What is the difference between? Okay. See, text content method, which is printing the entire text, which is present entire text. That means right. See, text content, it gets all text inside the element, includes hidden text also. Does not care about visibility. Does not care about visibility. That means in the HTML information, whatever the text is there, like with the special characters, with the spaces, everything it is printing as it is. Sometimes the developers, they are going to keep some text in the hidden part. In the HTML information, they're going to keep some text in the hidden part. So whenever you are using this text content, it is also fetching that hidden text also. So text content method, so what it is doing? It is doing get all text inside the element, includes hidden text also, does not care about visibility. That means on the application, how it is showing, it is not going to worry about it. It is fetching everything. Okay. But if you take innerText, if you take innerText, it is getting only visible text on the application. On the application, whatever the text is showing, only that text only it is going to show. It ignores hidden elements. It removes extra spaces. It respects the CSS styling. Okay. So that is a difference between text content and inner text. Okay. So now here in the links, instead of using all text contents, you can use all inner texts. Now see, this is perfectly it is printing. It is printing in the whatever the text is showing on the application, like that only it is taking care of. It is not going to worry about the extra spaces, extra characters, or if any text is hidden, those things under it is not worrying under. Got it?
Yes.
Right.
So same with multiple elements also, like all text content and inner text.
So all text
All inner
and
text.
all. See, if the word is representing with all means it is fetching all the elemented texts, which is matching with that locator. Text content is applying on the single element. That's it. You can use text content or inner text. Anything is fine. But exact difference internally, what is happening is this is the difference. You can use text content or inner text. Most of the time, people are using text content.
Sir, for drop down also we can use this one.
Anything,
Listed for
madam,
drop down.
anything.
Oh,
The text
okay,
content,
okay, sir.
text content is to get the elemented text. It doesn't matter whether it is a button or a link or drop down or something else.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So is it done, the program? So in the single statement, how you can print all the element names? So using all text contents or all inner text. Okay. Suppose I don't have this method. I don't have all inner text or all text content method. I don't have that method. Then I need to print one by one. I need to print one by one. So how to print it? In programming, if I want to perform task repetitively, so what will you do?
For loop.
So you are using loops concept. So the use of loop, what is the use of loop? To perform a task repetitively. That's why we will call it as iterative statements. You
Yes.
have a task. If you want to perform the same task a number of times. So in this example also, I am printing number of elements. So I am printing one by one each element. This task I need to keep on repeating until all the elements are printed. So again, here also I should use loops concept. Here also I should use loop. Okay. So generally, all programming languages contains like for loop, while loop, do while. These are all the common for each and every programming language. In case of JavaScript and TypeScript, we have some different kind of loops other than this for while and do while. Okay. So what are all the loops? We have normally we have like for loop, while loop, and do while. So these are all the common for each and every programming language. These are all the common for each and every programming language like C, C++, Java, C Sharp, all those things. But here in the JavaScript, you have some special kind of loops. Like there is a loop called for off. There is a loop called for off. And you have one more loop called for in. Okay. So practically, you will come to know while discussing in the TypeScript programming. What is the difference between for off and for in? This is one of the interview question. People will ask this question. Okay. So this for off and for in, these guys, they have provided this special kind of loops. Okay. But while working on our Playwright automation point of view, we are trying to use very frequently this for off loop. Okay. Depends upon the situation, we'll also use this for in, but very frequently we are using this for off loop. Okay. So what is the syntax of this for off? What is the syntax? It's very, very simple. You are using for keyword, and here you are using a variable. You are creating one variable. After that, of, OIF of, and then here you are specifying the array name. Here you are specifying the array. That's it. Within the curly braces, you are going to write whatever you want to do. You want to print, or you want to do some kind of modifications, or whatever you like it. The syntax is for, and here you are using this variable of and then array name. So in the array name, from the array to retrieve element one by one, we are using this variable. So here you are using array or list. From the list or array, you need to retrieve one by one. To retrieve it, we are using this variable. So directly you are applying actions on this variable. Why? Because this variable is of array of element or array of type. That's it. Okay, right. So here I'm writing one more program. So displaying all links using for of. How you are writing? Page dot go to, and here let's say page dot locator dot, let's say here I'm using all method. So what all method is returns? Array of locator, right? So I'm storing in the variable called links. That's it. Now tell me, here I'm applying for loop. For let's say I need to create variable. So here I'm giving the name as link name, because here I'm printing all the link names. My variable name is link name of, what is my array name?
Link names.
Link names. That's it. That's it. So the link name is of what type? Link name. Link names is what type? Array of locator. Then what about link name? Locator. It is array. From this array, I am retrieving one element. That means this is a locator. On this locator, I want to get the text. So how to use it? Await link name dot, you can use either text content or inner text. Anything is fine. Okay. So here I'm just, that's it. I'm just directly printing it. Console.log. Instead of saving in another variable and then print, so directly I'm using this statement inside the console.log. Directly I'm printing. The syntax is very, very simple. Because why we are using this for of loop? This for of loop directly it is applying on the element level. Because this link name is of what? Locator. On this locator directly you are applying the action. That means you are performing action like this. That's why we are using very frequently this for of loop. Okay. So let us execute. Now see, all these are all the link names. Now here, this is also showing. What is the meaning of this? It is showing empty. That means link is there, but that link text is empty. Link is there, that link text is empty. That's why you are seeing this empty space under. Okay. If you are writing, instead of writing this text content, if you write like inner text, now see, earlier it is showing everything, whatever it is showing. That means internally, whatever the spaces, extra spaces, some junk characters, everything it is printing. But while printing with inner text, for the visibility point of view on the application, whatever it is showing, like that only it is printing. So the special kind of things, those things under it is not showing in case of inner text. Whenever you are using text content, it is printing as it is with including extra spaces, hidden text, junk characters, everything. But if you are using inner text, for the visibility point of view, the application, how it is showing, so in that way it is printing it. Okay, right. So here we are using this special kind of loop called for off. Next, shall I proceed? One more scenario. So what is the action you are performing on the on the link?
Clicking.
Click only, right? So there is a method called click method. That click method is generally it is applicable for links, buttons, drop down, text boxes, everything. So that is the generic method. Okay. So normally on the links you are clicking on it. Okay. Right. Okay. Now my another scenario is, so far you are getting all the links. So far you are getting all the links from the page level. So far you are getting all the links in the entire page. You are able to see my screen, man?
Yes.
Right. So you are getting all the links from the entire page level. But what is my requirement is, I don't want to work with all the links or all the elements. I want to work with only the specific elements. Whenever you are working with the specific elements, first you need to identify where these specific elements are located. First you need to identify that portion. Okay. Let's say I want to display only language links only. Sorry. I want to display only language links like this Hindi, Telugu, Marathi, Kannada, like this. I don't want to display all the link names. See, in this totally some 35 links are there. I don't want. I want to work with only these elements. See, the concept, whatever I'm going to teach, that is not only applicable for links and all. Going forward, you are going to work with a number of elements or number of different scenarios. So whenever you are working with the specific elements, the concept, whatever I'm going to teach, the same concept you need to apply. Now see, here, I want to work with only the language links. So whenever you are trying to work with the language links, see, first you need to identify where these language links are identified, are located. Right click, inspect. Right now it is pointing to the Hindi. So A, all these are all the same level. They are in the same level. So what do you call? In your home, you and your brother and your sister, you three people are there,
Sibling.
siblings. So they are the same level. A. That means all these are all the siblings. They are in the same level. So let's say if you highlight it now,
Parent.
that means this is parent. So for all these elements, I'm highlighting with this portion. So this is the element information. This element information which contains ID. That means inside this section, all the links are there. So what you need to do, where all these elements are located, first you need to identify. Okay, so I can identify with this element information, with this element information. Okay, right click, copy selector. I'm identifying this element information. So this is the CSS selector. This is the CSS selector. This is the CSS. So these elements are located under this section. So first what I'm doing, I'm identifying this language portion. Okay. So first what I'm doing, the sync page here. So here. So first thing is identify language portion. Under this language portion only, these language links are there, right? So first here you are writing page dot locator, and then here I'm using. What is this? This is the CSS selector of that language portion. Okay, right. So here I am storing. Here I am storing in the variable. It's a language portion. So first I am identifying language portion. Now inside the language portion, the links are there. Now how to write it? Earlier, whenever you want to find out the number of links, there you are writing page dot locator A. Whenever you are writing page, it is searching the elements the entire page level. But now my requirement is what? Under the language portion. So how would you write? This is the only one statement. After that, everything is as usual. You are identifying language portion. Inside the language portion, you are identifying the links. So here you have to write language portion dot locator. Dot all. Identify language links inside language portion. If you write page.locator, then there is no meaning. Again, it is going to scan from the entire page. I need to work with only language links. That's why you identified language portion. Inside the language portion, you are identifying the locators. This is as usual. Instead of writing language portion, if you write page, then there is no meaning under. It is going to scan all the elements in the entire page. So here, let me store in a variable called language links. That's it. And after that, as usual. After that, here I'm using this one. So here, let's say language link, and these are all this is my list. Array name is language links. So that's it. That's it. Okay. It is array. And here I'm using this for of loop. I'm using this for of loop. Language link is my variable name. So using this variable name, I'm retrieving all the elements one by one under. So I'm just printing. That's it. So here the main twist is whenever you are working with specific elements, where these specific elements are located, first you need to identify. After that, inside that portion, you need to find out the element under. If you write page.locator, then there is no meaning under. It is going to scan all the elements from the entire page. So the same concept, it is applicable for the other elements also. Going forward, we will see, we'll try to work with checkboxes, radio buttons, drop downs, all those things. And so there also you need to apply the same thing. Whenever you are working with elements in the entire page level, you are going to use page dot something. But whenever you are working with the specific things, so where these specific elements are located, first you need to identify it. And then you need to do that. Okay. So now if I'm trying to execute, now see, it contains only language links. It does not display other links. We are extracting only language. So that's why it is working. Right. So here I'm just giving all the programs under copy. Hmm. Yeah. So any doubts?
Yeah, one query, like if the same div name is having for the multiple, uh,
Second. What is
like,
your batch name?
okay,
What is your batch name? Playwright. Yours is Playwright 16th batch,
yeah,
Yes, sir.
right? See, I have sent all the programs in the chat. I mean, WhatsApp group. You can take it. I shared it. Okay.
okay.
Right. Okay. Tell me. What is your question?
Another question is like if the same locator name like SIVCOB, it is
Hmm.
having for sometimes the same locator div ID will be having for multiple divs, like or the ID or the class names will be having for multiple divs. In
Hmm.
that case, like how to we get the
So
exact elements?
I told you right. Like I mean, we need to use our customized locator and all. So now here, let's say your question is in the google.com. Let's say if this portion is containing with multiple elements and all. So assuming that right now, right click, inspect, console. Okay. So inspect. See, this is the element information which is contained. Okay, right now, what is the attribute which contains? What is the attribute which contains?
Hmm.
Attribute means
Link.
in the form of key and value.
Okay.
What is it?
ID equal to
Right.
SIVCOB.
Okay. Right. Okay. So whenever you want to write your own CSS selector, what is the syntax I told you? Whenever you are writing the CSS selector, own CSS selector, first tag name. Writing tag name is optional. Writing tag name is optional. Okay. So here we are writing div. And then what is the attribute you are using?
ID.
ID. So ID is equal to this value. So, okay. I want to check whether it is correct or not. What you need to do? Go to this console section. To verify the CSS selector, use double dollar. Within the double quotes, write whatever you are writing. Now here it is giving the result. Now here it is high. See, after getting the result, don't think that that is your expected element. See, sometimes based on the XPath or CSS selector, whatever you have written, for that it may show one or more number of elements. So you need to cross check whether this is our correct element or like even something it is pointing at. Okay. Suppose if it is pointing, okay. Suppose if it is pointing another element, that time you may have to use the index or you may have to go one level up and from there you can identify the element and all. See, ultimately you need to identify the element with uniqueness because at a moment you are trying to work with single element. That element should be identified with uniqueness. Right now it is giving only one element, so there is no doubt that is your element. But if it is fetching more than one element and all, so that time you need to point out what is your element and all. Okay. Now here you are writing like this. See, while writing CSS selector, writing this tag name is also optional. No need to write. Actually, it is not required. And here you are using which attribute? ID.
I-
So whenever you are using ID attribute, the shortcut is hash. So whenever you are using in the script, it is recognizing, okay, this guy is using ID attribute and hash and then ID value. That's it. There is no need to use like the tag name, square bracket, attribute values, and other things. So there is a shortcut for the ID is hash symbol. Whenever you are using hash means, okay, internally this guy is using ID attribute. Okay. So now if you go and check it,
can we use the control F to finding the element?
so actually this is exactly you will get it. This is correct result, you will get it. The problem with this control F, yes, some of the guys or most of the guys, people try to use this control F also. People, they try to use control F also here. Control F, they try to use it. And now here it is identifying. Okay. Now see, how many elements are fetching?
One of two.
How many elements totally?
Two.
But is it correct?
No, sir. Yeah. And
But
we have to get one.
no. See, the thing is correct. Actually, you have only one element. You have only one
Yes.
element. Whenever you try to identify like this, whenever you are identifying like this, you have only one element. Yes or no? With this.
Yes. Yes, sir.
But whenever you are searching with this control F means what normally? When will you use control F? In the documentation, I want to search something.
Okay.
So based on this word, it is identifying. But actually our intention is identifying the element. That's why we are using this hash symbol. Actually, this is ID, but instead of giving one, but it is giving two. But it is not correct, right? Actually, there is
Yes,
one
sir.
two. Actually, that means, see, there might be something else. That means it is a searching the word, not like element level. This is $, it is the function which is evaluating how many number of elements are there. But if you are trying to use control F, it is searching with the pattern number. That's why
Okay.
use this pattern. You will get correct results. Most of the guys, people are trying to use control F. But the problem with using control F is that is a problem. So based on the word, it is finding matches. But using $, it is exactly finding the number of elements which is matching with that CSS selector. Getting?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Thank you.
Is this clear? Yeah, don't worry. We will see number of how to write in different ways. And I think who asked this question?
Yeah, myself.
Right.
Rajesh.
So it's clear.
Yeah.
Okay. So going forward, we'll see like, I mean, how to use XPath, CSS selectors, and how to customize whatever the browser is generated, the lengthy things and all. So those things also we'll see. Okay, so this is about links concept. Okay, so whenever you try to work with the specific elements, first you need to identify where these specific elements are located. And inside that specific portion, you need to identify. If you write again page dot locator, then there is no meaning.
Uh, can you please execute the first one, like first test case? Because when I'm running the same test script, I'm getting error.
Assertion statement failed,
Yes.
and that's because of dynamic nature. See, here we are hard coding just a 35 and all,
Okay.
but we cannot depends on.
Okay.
So here we are getting 36.
Okay. Okay. So we
But
just need
here
to give the
how
count as 36.
35.
Okay.
So please keep it in mute, madam. Okay. So I have given all the programs and just fun from your side. Okay. So this is about links concept. Tomorrow we will talk about how to handle checkboxes. Right.